Please join me in welcoming Randy Moore and celebrating the recipients of this year's Corporate Partner Award, CD&R.
Good evening. Move this up a little bit. Thank you, Phil. I really appreciate those kind words, and I reciprocate those. And I cannot begin this evening without giving another round of applause to Jose Soltero. Jose, you're the reason that I'm here this evening, and so many other talented Strive individuals around the country, and I want to thank you. It's not easy to get up in front of a group of people. I'm nervous as well, to be vulnerable, and thank you for sharing your powerful narrative. So I prepared a few remarks, and I first want to begin. Once again, my name is Randy Moore. I have the pleasure and honor of serving as the foundation president for Clayton Dubilier and Rice, or CD&R for short. And I'd like to thank Phil, the board of directors, Strive's leadership, government officials, corporate partners, funders, guests, the amazing Strive team locally and nationally, and most importantly, the Strive talent themselves. I'm honored to be here this evening in full celebration of Strive's legacy, joined by some of my colleagues, and their continued call to action to rally around such an important local and national cause. So a little about CD&R. We are a proud funder of Strive. We are a global private equity firm founded in 1978. Our business model is predicated not only on financial expertise, but operational excellence and helping to build better businesses. That was a distinctive component when we were founded, and it is a consistent thread that continues to differentiate us today. And one cannot discuss operational excellence without talking about the talent behind that excellence. So we are acutely aware of that, and when we consider our foundation's mission of equity through employment opportunity, we feel it imperative to include talent in this mission who have been historically and continuously overlooked and left out of the human capital equation. So we are honored to work alongside Strive in executing its mission. So to share an illustrative example, our first interaction with Strive wasn't purely a philanthropic endeavor. It was in recognition of the value that Strive's talent could deliver when matched with a hiring need at one of our portfolio companies. Case in point, we had a portfolio company in McDonough, Georgia, which had a talent need in warehousing and logistics. While philanthropy is key to the workforce development discourse, so too is the belief that talent, and I'm going to use the terms underserved and often underestimated talent, is viewed as integral to sustainable talent strategies that drive not only financial, but social value. And that's something that we wholeheartedly believe and execute in practice. So what excites me about Strive? Well, founded right here in our awesome city, which is also my hometown, we know that Strive has close to 40 years of rich history and legacy of providing a pathway to life-changing careers and opportunities. When I began my career, I started as a high school English teacher in inner city Miami, Florida. I often would tell my students about looking at sentences and how to understand reading comprehension. And we would look at nouns, and then we talk about the noun modifiers, right? The adjectives in front of them. And there are attributive adjectives which describe them. And I'm not here to give you an English lesson, but my point is, I incorporate that every day when I read things. And you all know in private investment firms, we read a lot. And so when I look at Strive's mission, and Cheryl mentioned this earlier, there's a word, it says, or the phrase, who face societal barriers to advancement. Now, look at that adjective, societal barriers. That means that these are barriers that we have created, which also means that we have the opportunity, however challenging, to remove those barriers. So this summer, I had the auspicious opportunity to attend a Strive graduation in East Harlem, where 22 talented graduates amongst 3 programs were embarking upon their next chapter. I was deeply inspired by all of them and had the opportunity to sit down with one of the graduates in particular, Mr. Cliff Little. I was so inspired by this young man. He talked not only about his own trajectory, but how he wanted to help others. And as I sat there, had on my human hat, but I put on my employer hat, and I said, these are management skills. We want all of our managers to care about their teams, to want to lift while they climb. But it's up to us to recognize that those life skills are also professional skills and employability skills. So as I look around this evening, this beautiful room, it's filled with a coalition of the willing. Each one of you has a sincere interest and passion, albeit differentiated, to support this transformative work. Individuals who can leverage their positionality in society to amplify the voices of those who are often unfairly, whether implicitly or explicitly, muted. And on that note, I want to share something personal. And Jose, you inspire me. So there's a disheartening statistic in our country that 1 in 3 black men will be incarcerated in his lifetime. Well, I am the oldest of 3 black boys. My youngest brother has been incarcerated since he was 19 years old. 3 weeks ago, he turned 30, and he still has 4 years to go. I know his heart. I know that he is deeply apologetic and remorseful, and I know that he is highly intelligent and has lofty ambitions for his future. I have been fortunate to help him enroll in a Bachelor of Sociology program through the University of Colorado. Yet, as an executive who has purview into the national and global employment landscape, I am well aware that he has an uphill battle in finding family-sustaining employment and access to comprehensive resources when he is released. But you know what gives me hope? Strive. And you know who gives me hope? Talented individuals like Jose, like Cliff, and the thousands of other talented Strive individuals that they have served since 1984. You see, we know it works when people wholeheartedly believe in talent and recognize that those who have faced adversity and have a vision for how they wish to contribute are assets to our companies, which in turn allows them to provide for themselves, their families, and ultimately their communities. We all win. So as I close, I'd like to thank Strive again for this immense honor and reiterate that CD&R is a proud partner who approaches this work with humility, got a lot to do, and a learning lens. And we will continue to work alongside this organization, its leadership, staff, talent, and fellow partners to continue learning with and from you so more talented individuals have access to life-changing careers. True to its name, we must all strive so more underestimated talent can truly thrive. Thank you.